At a quick glance, 403 Rose Lane in Lexington, Kentucky may seem like any normal building. It's dull and gray, with just a few trees out front, and it seems to be nothing of any special importance. But on approach, the crucifix that is suspended near the entrance, and the signs out front that read, "Welcome Catholic Wildcats," and the one that shows the Mass schedule, send you a quick message at the purpose and importance of the building in front of you. Hi, I'm Joseph Pickers, and I would like to share with you a little bit about the Newman Center, which is the Catholic Church here on campus. This space is, by design, extremely quiet, as is evidenced by the lack of any substantial background noises at the moment. On Sundays, before and after Mass are the only times the building contains very much discernible conversation or overall loudness. On this specific Thursday, on the other hand, there is almost no noise, and I am actually the only one in the main room at the moment. A cleaning lady passed through here once, and that sight has been the only other trace of life I have seen in the hour I have been here. The building is next door to the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity house, and is located next to most of the fraternity and sorority houses on campus, which give it an aura that makes it seem almost as if the building were out of place in a way, as the stereotypical lifestyle of a fraternity or sorority member is not one that seems to overlap with that of a typical churchgoer. While in the building, I ran into a student named Colton Lynn, who says he attends service regularly at the Newman Center, so I decided to ask him a little bit about his thoughts about the service the building offers, as well as his opinions on the building itself. Why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Colton Lynn. I'm from Henderson, Kentucky. I'm a freshman here at UK in the mining engineering department. I'm a practicing Catholic that attends the Newman Center on campus.
So, how long have you been going to the Newman Center?
Well, I haven't been going for very long, probably only about a month and a half since I'm a freshman. I started going as soon as I moved up here.
All right, so when you walked in on that first day, what were your initial thoughts of the Newman Center?
When I first walked in, I thought it was a nice church. It seemed peaceful. All the people seemed very friendly. But one thing I did notice, it didn't seem like a traditional style Catholic church that I'm used to.
All right. So, how about when the mass service actually started? Did anything jump out at you?
Although that the Newman Center isn't a traditional style church that most churches are, uh, the Mass itself was still in the traditional aspect as far as the two readings, and you have your main reading and the sermon from your priest.
All right. So, it seems like you keep mentioning that the Newman Center is a little different from your stereotypical church or cathedral. Um, Go ahead and explain to me how it's different as far as the interior goes.
As far as the interior, when I first entered the church, the first thing that stuck out to me is that there was only a single main holy water dish, and it was kind of off to the side. It wasn't when you first entered the hall like it is in most churches. The next thing that I noticed is that there wasn't any pews because pews are a traditional seating for a Catholic church. And the third and probably most relevant thing that I noticed was the priest placement and altar placement inside the Newman Center. For the altar's normally in the very front of the church with pews surrounding it, and the priest sits back behind the altar. But in the Newman Center, the altar is in the center of the church, completely surrounded by chairs, and the priest sits off to the side of it, which was really shocking to me when I walked in.
All right. So the interior is not stereotypical. Did you notice anything like upon walking in about the exterior?
Yes. When you walk up to the Newman Center, it doesn't exactly look like a church. It almost just looks like a normal building on the side of the street. It's a single story building, all brick. One of the main things is there's not a large sign out front. Most stereotypical Catholic churches will have a sign, a light up sign that says the Newman Center or St. Michael's Catholic Church, something along that nature. Another thing is that there's no stained glass windows. Stained glass windows are a big staple in the Catholic Church. And another thing, since it's a one story building, there's no steeple. Almost all churches for Catholic churches at least, do have steeples, and that was something that was a little bit off when walking up to the church.
All right. And one of the things that I noticed on approach, I don't know if you would have noticed or not, is that the Newman Center is located right next to the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity house. And I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
Well, upon arrival to the Newman Center, I didn't notice it. I haven't really noticed it, even though I myself have rushed a fraternity. But I feel it's kind of funny because like since there's such a difference in fraternity life and your religion, like some fraternities, yes, they want to incorporate God, except there's still a big gap there. So I feel like it's a bit funny slash ironic that the two are located so closely together.
All right, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to conduct this interview with me.
There's no problem all at all. Thank you.